What's going on? What's going on? Hope everybody's doing all right. Welcome to another edition of the Leo G Show. I am Leo G. Podcasting is what I do, and we're here for another live edition of the Leo G Show, man. We here, hopefully get everybody up and on Facebook. I know we got everybody up on YouTube right now, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get the show started and get it popping, man. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into my co-host, man, that's holding me down. Side Banks. What's going on with you, brother?
Leo G, how you feeling, brother?
Man, I am feeling all right. Man. How are you doing, dog?
I am feeling fine. Nice drink over my apparel.
Well, we'll get into that in just a second. We'll get into that in just a second. We'll get to that in a second. I want to introduce my other co-host, man, my boy Derico out there. Look, he been gone, man. He been rested. Look at his face. He all relaxed over there, man, chilling. He been down in the Caribbean, you know what I'm saying, getting the tent, tan or whatever he was down there doing. I don't know. What's going on?
What's up, Leo G? What's up, Banks? And man, sometimes you just got to get away. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to get away. And you pay for it when you get back, though.
I feel you. Understand. I understand that. Hey, you know what it is, man. Hey, glad you're able to join us tonight, man, because we're going to jump into it, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. As we talk about, them Dirty Birds, man, and what happened on yesterday, man. I'm trying to get everything up on Facebook Live. I'm having some difficulty. Hey, look, we're gonna still roll with this thing. So if you are joining us on YouTube tonight, we got a live link in the comments, man. If you want to join us via audience on Riverside, you're more than welcome to. So before we get into the show, Banks, I give it over to you. Check, homie, what's going on with
you? Yeah, I'm just rocking. Prime time, little apparel here, which Rep Atlanta has a big throwback Falcon on the back. The match, and I'm going straight up with no chase. Grant, sorry, go ahead and get the bottle. The bottle right here. Yeah, to the head, no chase, brother.
To the head, no chase. That's what's up, man. That's how it's going down tonight. Derico, I'm gonna swing it over to you with the fit check, drink check, homie. What's up?
Well, y'all know I'm getting ready to celebrate my birthday, so I got to represent my Virgos. So I had to throw on a shirt. Since I ain't throwing no gear, I just threw on my hat. I got my Perdermo cigar hat. So I ain't want to rep no sports teams today because I just wanted to be about us talking about this game. But I ain't want to rep nothing. So I got the Beyond the Stars IPA. That's another one of those Wild Heaven beast over there. And I know we going hard in the paint, and this is all I've been drinking mostly in Puerto Rico, so I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going with it.
Okay, that's what's
just keep the Patron, baby.
The boy
I know we about to go.
That's what's up. That's what's up, fellas. I'm having some difficulties over there on Facebook. So if you would, guys, send the link out on Facebook, man, because we are live on YouTube right now. We did get that up on the stream, man. I'm having some difficulty tonight on Facebook. I have no idea what's going on with that, but we're not gonna let it hold us down. We're gonna continue to do this, man. So it's gonna be up on YouTube, and we can share the show afterwards. I wanted to get some live feedback, obviously, on Facebook. Sometimes it happens like that. I need a producer. Banks, I don't know if you can reach into your Rolodex of folk that you got you know, that maybe can help us out. But you know, it is what it is.
Actually, Leo, I'm looking. I've been asking around and I haven't. So I'm still doing my part and I will hopefully find something.
Hey man, we're gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So look, tonight, man, I had to represent the birds, man. I gotta let everybody know I'm still representing these birds. Had a lot of trash talk, had a lot of people talking today. We're gonna get into it in just a second, but you know, I'm still ATL to the fullest. They gotta, and because that's what I do. And we got to get into this, man. I wasn't gonna do the show today, man. I had a lot going on, man. But Banks said we had to do this, man. You know, last episode we talked about, you know, how we thought this was gonna happen, how we thought this was gonna play out. But we look forward to going into this season. Obviously, you know, it's a lot to digest, and we're gonna get into it tonight. So look, Derek Cole, man. Shout out to the plug. Look at this here. Look at that. Drink check for the night, man. Got the Whistle Pig piggyback. Obviously, the bourbon. You know what I'm saying? If you're not familiar with Whistle Pig, they were known for their ride. Now they finally dropped the bourbon 100 proof, man. So shout out to the plug for that. As we move forward into the show, man. Right? Somebody needs sponsors, man. We need to get on that, man. For real. We got a lot of distilleries locally and breweries, man. We gotta get somebody to sponsor the show, man. Y'all, Derek O?
I can't sponsor. I do agree. I was trying to get on YouTube, see if I can get to the comments and make sure that we was visible. So it's just one of them technical difficulty nights and nights. So we're just gonna roll with the punches, bro.
We look at Facebook and YouTube now. It's showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the comments. Can't see the comments.
Okay. Yeah, I got the comments up on YouTube. If anybody's out there watching, I don't have, like I said, I'm gonna try to work throughout the broadcast to see if I can get us up on YouTube. I mean on Facebook as we talk. But for some reason I'm having some technical difficulties, man. But we're not gonna let this stop us and slow us down. Before we get into the show too, man, I got to give some major shout outs, man. We got another podcast that we got rolling, man. I got to shout out my man, Rob Bridges, who's over there doing this thing, man. I got to shout him out, man. Doing things over there at the Loud Rooster podcast. So if you get a chance, go over there and check my boy, Big Rob out, man. He's been a guest several times on the Leo G show, doing big things over there, man. So, and we'll send it out on Twitter for everybody to go check him out. Hopefully we can do some collaborations, man, and get him back on the Leo G show here up momentarily, because I know he has a lot to say about them Kentucky Wildcats, and Derek, he feeling real good about them Kentucky Wildcats, huh?
I mean, they got a big win over them fake Gators. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's always good when you watch the Gators go down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm absolutely happy for the brother that, hey, they got a big monumental win. So I'm happy in the swamp at that. You know what I'm saying? So they can't even talk about it was in Kentucky. They can't have no excuses. They just got whooped.
Pretty much. They went down there and pulled it off, man. You know what I'm saying? Big win for them, man, in the SEC, man, especially in the SEC East. I'm on the show here to talk about some college football as we move forward, man. Also, shout out to my man, Coach I, for coming on, man, and doing it big on our last podcast. Really enjoyed him. Really want him to come back and give some more insight into college football. And also, man, y'all go over to his and check him out as well, man. I shouted him out on Twitter, and I'll throw some links up, man, so you guys can check him out. All right, man. So listen, we coming off the heels of opening week NFL, and this show is going to be dedicated all about that game against that team from you know where. We're going to talk about good, bad, ugly. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to get it off our chest tonight. Obviously, man, it's a lot to digest and a lot to talk about. I'm hoping we get some feedback from people on YouTube, man. Like I said, obviously we have some difficulties, but we're gonna keep it moving. Listen, Atlanta Falcons versus that team from that place, right? Yesterday happened at Mercedes-Benz. Derek Cole, you were kind of you were getting back in the city. Like I said, man, you had to get away for a minute, so you didn't get a chance to go into the game. So a lot of the stuff that we're gonna talk about inside the game, I guess you can just give your take or your perspective on it, man. But you were out there tailgating nonetheless, man. Let everybody know how the tailgate went down, man. And before we get too far deep off into the weeds, tell everybody about the tailgate, man, how it goes down and where they can catch Sundays for the home game.
Well, our tailgate is the Foul Corner Players. So that we're on the corner of Northside Drive and Nelson. And we're behind a building in a parking lot. It used to be just us, but somebody else decided they want to come over there and get some of that vibe. So anytime y'all want to tailgate, like we're going to say it is, we got the best tailgate in Atlanta. And I can tell you from yesterday's scene, it was a movie down there. It was a movie. It was standing room only. We had a crowd spilling over into the streets. I don't know how much you want me to get into, but I'm going to stop right there until you poke me again.
I hear that, man. Yeah, I wasn't able to get up there, like I said. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. The Falcons did something for the fans. So we Banks and I, we were able to attend that, man, and we'll talk about that as we get into it, man. Good, bad, ugly tonight. Falcons versus that team from, where a lot to digest, a lot to talk about, man. So let's get it started, man. Let's talk about it. Let's start out initially what happened leading up into the game. Banks, you and I, we do what we do, our pregame ritual. I ain't got to explain everything. Mercedes-Benz. So the Atlanta Falcons actually did something for the season ticket holders. Banks, I don't know if you want to go into detail as far as like what the Falcons decided they wanted to do for their home opener, but we can discuss it and talk about how we feel about it, Banks. So let everybody know what did for this first game.
At this big tailgate, I guess what you was it State Farm Arena had the live band going, had the drum line.
It was a national plaza between State Farm Arena and Mercedes.
And they had like tents set up for I guess people who didn't receive their jackets and their pullovers. They had them on hand for the people who didn't receive one. Season ticket. They had beer on hand, free beer. And that's about it. I mean, the sun peeped hot quickly, and I think it was time to make that decision to make a beeline back into that building. So
All right, sorry about that, miscue. Yeah, it was so yeah, they had free drinks, I guess. They had a live stage out there, had a drum line out there as well. Freddie Falcon made an appearance, some food trucks. I guess I want to say the intent was great, but I don't think the execution went as well as it should have went. I'm gonna be honest with you, Banks. I wasn't really impressed. I mean, I know they were trying to do something for the season ticket holders, man, but in my opinion, man, the execution could have been a little better. We had to stand in a line. It started at 10:30. I think we got down there a little after 11, and we stood in line for maybe about 15 to 20 minutes to get in, Banks.
Yeah, it was about 20 minutes. It was moving. I mean, it was moving. Then when you got to the gate, she scanned with a little. Yeah, you're good. I'm like, when did you scan it? I don't know. I'm not. It's scanning while it's in your pocket, so I don't know. They did this last year too, Leo. If I don't know if you.
They did, yeah. I remember.
They doing it again for the Chargers game, and I mean, I think it's little. I mean, it's little, but it's something. Guess for the people who don't have a real tailgate to go to, places to tailgate unless you're gonna have to hike out there walking. So, I mean,
Hey, yeah. I mean, they try to put it together. Like I said, man, execution could have been a little better, man. But it is what it is, man. If you do want a tailgate or a real tailgate experience, like Derrico said, hit them up. Foul Corners tailgate up there on Nelson and Northside Drive, man. They'll be more than happy to provide you with a real authentic tailgate experience, whether you going into the game or not going into the game.
Absolutely.
As Derek said, man, spilled out over into the streets, man. It was a good time up there at the Five Corners tailgate on yesterday. So look, we're gonna move right on into it, man, and continue to talk about this game, good, bad, and ugly on yesterday, man, because there's a lot to, like I said, digest. If you're tuning in on YouTube, man, appreciate you guys checking us out on YouTube. So listen, so Banks, we get into the game yesterday, Mercedes-Benz, man. First and foremost, man, I want to talk about something, man, that goes on every year when we talk about Falcons games. And Derek, you can also chime in with this as well. There are a lot of people that like to, from the outside looking in, that have never attended the Falcons game. Optics on TV, they want to say that, you know, Falcons games are poorly attended. Like nobody's at these Falcons games. Nobody cares about the Falcons games. Obviously, we understand the history, the background. I don't have to go into the history of this organization. I really don't. I don't have to talk about all these things that make up the demographic of this city or this fan base. But there is a bad optic, I guess, maybe when you look at this thing on TV, that has people thinking nobody's at these games, right? This stadium holds about 75,000 people, if I'm not mistaken, probably maybe a little more, a little less. I don't know, give or take. But if I'm not mistaken, when I looked at the official attendance on NFL.com for this game, man, it was over 70,000, if I'm not mistaken. That indeed entails it to be a sellout. Banks, I'm gonna come over to you first. What do you say about those people that look at Falcons games on TV, especially yesterday after we played a rivalry game against that team from down under? Well, they're not from Australia, but you get my point. What do you say to those people that say nobody is in attendance at these Falcons games? They look empty.
Well, I just think that, I mean, we go to the games every Sunday, correct? So you see that optic where they got that shot from the 50 seats. Ironically, that's the big is right there where they can go down to the Mercedes, whatever it is that's under there where they sit at, and they can have the free food, and they're gonna be under there drinking. They don't ever pen to the next level, and a level above that where it's full. Just that line of vision is from the 30 to the 30, and it just looks empty. Good reason, because they're enjoying the. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm there every Sunday. I don't know how to explain it. So
I mean, yeah, it's a shame that, you know, I mean, like I said, the way this stadium was built to be enjoyed. So, I mean, all of us have partaked in everything there is to partake in this stadium. So, I mean, there are a lot of places to go and kick it throughout the game, before, during, and after the game. You know, the club level suites, you got on-field level suites, you got the AMG lounge, you got the Delta 360 lounge, man. So a lot of people are in this stadium. Like I said, 70,000 stadium holds 75,000 people. 70,000 people were at this in attendance. That's the official NFL count for yesterday's game. Derek Cole, I know you didn't attend yesterday, man, but what do you say to those people, man, that you know, say that these games look empty, or nobody's attending, or that, you know, it's something off when it comes to these games?
Buy a ticket. Buy a ticket.
It's that simple, yeah.
Yeah, if you got a problem with the attendance, or you from home, I'm just tired of excuses. I mean, I don't care what you got going on. If you feel like there's an issue with the attendance and your body is not in the place, you have no thing to say. Period. Nothing. I don't care if you're from Chicago, Kansas City, wherever you live, and you're a Falcons fan. Well, fly. If you got it like that, fly. That'll help. Because I mind my own business when it comes to attendance. Because as long as I'm in there, that's what I'm doing. I'm there to cheer on my team. I'm not there to count bodies.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters, really. I mean, you know, the people that are dedicated and loyal, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be in the building. Like I said, I was there bright and early. I think, Derek, I got your message late. as you were inbound about me being already in my seat. And at that point, I probably was close to being in my seat, man. I like to get into the game relatively early, man, to check everything out. And Banks, as I bring it back over to you, man, to talk a little bit about, the stigma in this city about people being in the stadium late, not being there for player intros or being in there for the kickoff. I want to give a big shout out to the home fans yesterday for actually being in the stadium for kickoff for the player introductions, because that's a big thing here too. If you listen to sports talk radio here in this city, if you listen to local media and social media, ain't nobody in there. It's kickoff. Hey, where everybody at? They still outside tailgate. No, yesterday everybody, it was cheeks in the seats yesterday at kickoff. Banks, would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was, if they weren't in their seats, they were getting to their, from the national anthem to kickoff. Completely, like I've seen people rushing down the stairs to, I want to see this first series. It was, from the pregame when they were, getting stretched out and everything, and they did the anthem, which was long. He held that. People got in their seats quickly. To see, real nice to see.
Absolutely. Like I said, I always enjoy that, man. Like I said, man, killing another stereotype that, especially for this organization, that nobody is in their seats on time for the game, man. So like I said, everybody was in there, man, ready to roll at kickoff, especially it being a high profile game against these people. And a lot of changes, like I said, to credit Banks, a lot of changes with this organization, a lot of things that have happened. And we'll get into that in just a minute. But yeah, a lot of people was in there, ready in the building, ready to go, ready to see. So another thing that I want to shout out to Derico, like I said, I know you weren't able to be in there, but we'll just give you some play-by-play as to what happened. So I don't know if this was, I think it was pre-national anthem. I want to give a shout out to the mascot Freddie Falcon for this death-defying act that he pulled off. Banks, you couldn't have paid me enough to do what Freddie Falcon did. So, Derico, let me just tell you exactly what happened, man. So, we all know how high Mercedes-Benz is, man. Damn, he bust all that. So, Freddie Falcon, man, top of Mercedes-Benz, up above the Halo board. Basically, sky zip lines in, not just a regular zip line in. I'm talking about this dude doing all kind of flips, tumbles, stunts, hanging from his feet, turning upside down. I'm talking about, man, I was like, bro, literally, man, my heart was pounding watching this Banks. I don't know how you felt about that, man, but I got to give that brother, I got to give that dude a round of applause, man, for that, man, because it was just absolutely, it was crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're going to make me go search on Twitter.
Hey, man, to see him do what he did, man, like, that was crazy.
The guy that sat behind me said that cannot be the original guy. That right there was it was a man came off the rafters from his head. So he was dangling upside down, dropping mind. And he's upside down. There's no way that's the regular Freddie. I'm sorry. But whoever he is, give him. And you got balls of steel, sir. Balls of steel.
Navy SEAL Freddie, boy. He came down there. Derek, I don't know if you can find some video on there.
It's definitely not on his Twitter page. That's for sure.
Oh my God, man. It was a sight to see. And we've seen this, I mean, if you're a fan of NFL, man, we've seen mascots do several different things. I want to say Jacksonville's mascot has actually parachuted into the stadium. We've seen mascots do other things before for other professional organizations, but this was top tier. Like I said, man, get this man. If y'all didn't get to raise this man pay this year for that performance, I don't know if he's gonna be doing that every game, Banks, man, but that was some death-defying stuff right there. That was some like real without a net, just man. Like I said, dude, my heart was beating fast. I was like, damn, please, Freddie, get down to the to the bottom of the field. But it was awesome to see that, man. So shout out to that from an entertainment value, dude. I don't know about it, got me hyped, Banks. So it had to get the rest of the crowd hyped, man, when I saw Freddie do that for real, man.
I'm just mad I can't find no video. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of disappointing. They put out
Well, see
that
that go.
they put out that they put out that sorry Rotimi
Oh God,
video.
we'll talk. I
Whew.
didn't even want to talk about it. I didn't even want to get at no time, man. I didn't really want to get at no time, but we might get into that here in just a minute, man. But listen, so that goes to your point, Derrick, man. If you want to come see some cool stuff, some special stuff at these Falcons games, man, come on, buy you a ticket. Come on down, man. I know the tickets, once again, you know, they giving away Falcons tickets. Obviously they weren't giving away tickets yesterday because I heard a lot of people talk about how much it costs to get a ticket just to get in the building on yesterday. I didn't even see any standing room only tickets available for yesterday's game. I think the cheapest ticket I saw up in the nosebleed yesterday going into kickoff was about $180. That's before fees and taxes on the secondary market. So that's another stereotype that, and gee, they give away Falcon tickets. Anybody give away Falcon tickets. Banks, you and I have seen other fan bases give away tickets firsthand. And that wasn't the case yesterday. I don't think anybody was letting go of tickets, man, yesterday like that, man. Like I said, this is a rivalry game, first game of a new season. Everybody was in the building. So moving right along as we continue to talk about this game, man. Good, bad, ugly Falcons against the other team from down there, man. I definitely want, before I get in actually to the meat of the game, I want to say something about what I saw yesterday and how disgusted I am. And I'm always disgusted. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there, and I want to get you guys' take on it. You know what, man? This is a rivalry. We know that this is a rivalry. It's always intense. There's always a lot of trash talk, man. There's always a sense of almost disrespect when it comes to their other fan base here in this city when their team actually does something. What I saw yesterday just disgusted me. In this day and age in social media, man, we saw a lot of stuff. I don't know if you guys saw it. I know, Derek, you say sometimes you ignore some of the ignorance, man, which, I applaud you for that, man. But, I did have a lot of craziness on my timeline. Banks, I'm going to pass it over to you first. That fan base from that other city, and they will probably point the fingers at us and try to say it was us, or try to say we started or we antagonized them, or whatever the case may be. Horrible behavior from that fan base, from that team in that city. Horrible behavior. We saw a lot of disrespect. I mean, so just to give you a little insight into how bad the behavior is of that other team's fan base, man. We fast rewind and go back to 2009 when they actually, they won their championship, and they came here the very next year. A lot of disrespect in the Georgia Dome. I don't know if you guys saw some of the stuff that I saw, but I saw, people pissing on walls in the concourse. I saw a lot of Saints fans doing a lot of disrespectful stuff. Yesterday was about the same. We saw a lot of fights. We saw them jumping up on tables. We saw them just doing a lot of stuff that had nothing to do with a healthy rivalry or just smack talk. It was just a lot of disrespect. Banks, I'm gonna go to you first. How do you feel about this, the level of disrespect, man? Because I'm gonna call a spade, man. They were very, very, very disrespectful. It went beyond trash talk. After that game, it got very disrespectful.
As for this particular game, that was disrespectful person. I mean, they plastered that fight all over social media. Falcon fan got into it with the Saints fan, and he lost. And that's the only thing I really saw. As for Walmart, come to find out, did some digging on it. It's years ago. And it's also a Walmart in, for what people were saying, I think they was trying to troll. They second line it in your Walmart. No, it's not ours. I feel like, Falcon fans thinking that we're real sensitive. And I don't think that's the case. I mean, I really think, what I'm saying, listen to them. We move on. We're going to see them again. I mean, it's in December. So, I mean, it's not like this is it. Let's not get it twisted. If we win games, they are just as salty as we are. I've been around a lot of Saints fans after Falcons have won, and they ready to cut you out. They want to rain check you and everything. But I'm like, okay, it ain't that deep. But like I said,
That's it. That's if they don't hightail it up out of there.
I was just about to say they flee. I was telling some folks yesterday when we in New Orleans and when we win, you don't see them on Bourbon Street. But if they win, they flood Bourbon Street. Oh, they some sorry, sore losers. That's what I said. Y'all some sorry, sore losers.
Very much so, sore losers, man. And like you said, Banks, man, only the ultimate, whatever is, the whole ring check situation, the thing of, whatever they want to talk about, they got a ring. Okay, fine, great. Y'all got a ring, but let's just, to be honest, and I'm gonna go ahead and address it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, probably over 50% of the Aints fans that were in attendance yesterday did not come up from New Orleans. They did not ride a bus up from New Orleans to catch a plane. They actually because we saw Banks, you and I, a lot of them on the train riding back to Hamilton Homes, going back to Douglasville, going back to Kennesaw, Marietta, wherever they live. They are in this city and they live here, and they're not going back down to that place that in the swamp. So I mean, it is what it is. Another thing I want to talk about really. I had to catch myself. Something else I want to talk about was the fact that yesterday I had a chance to go into the Falcon store. I went to go purchase some items for my son, right? And I want to know how you guys feel about this, because I ain't gonna lie, I was in my feelings when I saw this. I was really in my feelings because sometimes I have to say, you know what, Leo, man, you got to get out your feelings because people do what they want to do, and obviously, I can't control it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a gatekeeper. I can't stop people from doing what they want to do. But so I'm in the Falcon store yesterday. I go in there to purchase something for my son. And I don't know about y'all, but I've been to the Superdome before. I have never, ever walked into their store in the stadium, around the surrounding areas, kiosks, nothing. Had no need to. But yesterday, I saw a lot of their fans in our Falcon store. Hey, literally saw their fans, and I have witnesses, some of them purchasing souvenirs that had Atlanta Falcons on it. And one of the big things I saw in Banks, I think I told you this, and Derek, I think I shared this with you as well. Obviously, Atlanta United is, our soccer team here in Atlanta, MLS team, 2018 MLS champions. There were a lot of their fans in attendance, whether they live in the city or they're from down there, purchasing a lot of Atlanta United gear. I'm talking about buying a lot of it. I saw a guy, man, at least $400-500 worth, jerseys, scarves, hats, you name it. He was buying it all. Banks, I don't know how you feel about that, man, but the level of trash talk when it comes to talking about this city and how they don't like this city, how they don't like us and the fans and this, that, and the third, but yet y'all was in there buying a bunch of Atlanta United stuff, and be that as it may, right? The Falcons and Atlanta United are joined. They owned by the same people. They owned by the same person, right? They're brother. They're the sibling teams. It's funny how you talk so much trash about the Falcons and this organization in the city, but yet a lot of y'all fans was in there buying up a bunch of Atlanta United gear. Banks, what's your take on that?
Like this, man, and I think I told you earlier, Leo, there's a lot of people that lives here in Atlanta, and be as it may, there's a lot of Saints fans in this city. They never. That's telling. And my thing is, born and raised here in the South or wherever you from, and you live here in Atlanta, and you claim you're a Saints fan. When did it? That okay, well that fits.
No, Banks, you got that wrong. Banks, wait, you got to get it right, Banks. They became Banks. They became a New Orleans Saints fan when the Saints drafted Drew Brees.
I don't like how y'all keep putting them two S's on that.
Well, my bad. Okay, so they became a New Orleans Aints fan when the Aints drafted Drew Brees. I literally had an Aints fan tell me he had been a fan since the Aints had drafted Drew Brees. Whenever
they drafted him,
I don't remember that draft. But
I don't remember that draft either.
Whatever day that is, I don't recall that draft. If you have a draft memory of that, then right there, that's the argument. There's nothing else needs to be said.
Send me the video. Send me the video. I want to see that. I had.
What I'm about to say
I went live.
Everyone city. You know what I'm saying? You know, even this one that's from Louisiana, they have some ties with Atlanta. I don't Saints fans when the Braves won the the Braves, and you know, about to go to parade and stuff. I'm like, you know, they don't have a baseball team, so I guess they got to pull for somebody. So I guess you can do that. I guess you can pull. Have at it, bro. Have at it. Live where you want to live at. Pull if we want to pull for. I get it. Whatever.
It is thoughts on what I just shared with you, man. New Orleans fans in the buying Atlanta United gear and also buying Falcons tokens as well.
I just don't get it. I mean, I don't want nothing with that flower on it. It was so bad. We had went down there to a game, so we stopped and ate breakfast. So they had that little flower on a pancake. So I went and cut out the middle of the pancake and threw that flour in the trash. I don't even want it on my plate. Not even gonna eat it. I'll lose some of that pancake to get that off my plate. This is how deep it is for me. And this is the other thing. Like, I don't know if y'all saw it, but they came out of the bins waving our flags. Like, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch that. I will never walk down the street with your stuff in my hand. Period. Point blank. So that's got to be some of the. That got to be some of the, like, you know, the elevator don't go all the way to the top. You know what I'm saying? Kind of stuff. Like, what possesses you to feel comfortable with that red and black? Unless, like y'all saying, there's some deep down inside stuff going on.
Hey, man. Hey, dude, big facts, man. Banks and I was a witness to that. Yes, they were second line down the street waving Falcons rise up flags. I don't know. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. This is what we saw. This is what was happening, man. But bottom line is, man, they horrible, dude. I could say that. Listen, man, you know, shout out to all of the ones that were respectful yesterday and all of the ones that were, you know, cool. But, you know, because there's a lot of them that are cool, man. But some of them just downright, you know, just ridiculous, man. So, yeah. And for somebody that told me yesterday, there was somebody that walked up to me as I went to the restroom yesterday and said, yeah, y'all just never understand how it feels to be champions. Yeah. So like Banks said, we felt how it is to be champions in this city. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, yeah, Falcons ain't never won that, but we got several professional sports teams in this city. So yes, we felt how it is to be champions. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the defending college football champions are from this state. MLB champions are from this city. So we felt, like Banks said, we've had parades here in this city. So yeah, exactly. So yeah, get off y'all high horse with a little rusty ring y'all got and stop talking about, oh, y'all will never know how I feel to be champions. Whatever, chump. So listen, let's get into it, right? We got 30 more minutes, fellas, to get in actually talk about the meat of this game. So we're gonna get into it. I don't want to, but we're gonna have to, man. We're gonna do this, man. So let's keep it PG, fellas, and let's get it. 27-26, the Falcons go down to that team from down there, the visitors. I try not to say their official name as we move forward into this show to finish this up, man. This game, so I'm gonna give it over to Banks because, like I said, Banks was actually in the building. Derek, I'm gonna get your thoughts on everything that we talk about as we progress about the atmosphere in the stadium. So just to fast forward here, man, Falcons pretty much led this game for a full 3 quarters. You know, if you want to talk about history, you know what I'm saying, us as Falcons fans, man, literally, man, if we can go back and, man, let's just leave at halftime and let's leave at the end of the 3rd quarter. I think that, you know, we'd be a lot better off as fans, right? Just remembering what we saw 3 quarters of football. Obviously, it takes 4 quarters of football to win a game. So, Banks, listen, man, we talk about, hey, you got to give us something to party about, right? And, you know, I made the joke that the 4th quarter, man, the Falcons scratched the record. it was a party yesterday in Mercedes-Benz. We talked about the last couple of years how, like, you know, Banks, you said it. I don't want to party. I don't want to swag surf. I don't want to do none of that. Turn that off. We losing. But yesterday we came out swinging. We came out doing a lot of stuff that we hadn't seen in several years. Man, I ain't gonna lie, boy, I was up there. I was dancing, swag surfing. We ready and all that mess, man. Banks. How was the atmosphere yesterday, man? For I guess we could say, 3/4 of the game, man. This was true Atlanta style. And shout out to Jay for the halftime show that I missed because I had to run away. But tell everybody how it was, man.
Man, it was for not to the Atlanta fans that were there. Jock getting the fans involved, especially on third down, and keep, you know, the spot where they did the swag surfing. I think it's time that I've seen the whole stadium participate. You see people just going left and right, and it was something.
Videos up on Twitter and YouTube.
I couldn't even take it all in because I was doing it myself. You know, I was in doing it. You know, it was so much fun. You know, really hope to see that it will continue on because that could be our staple in our city. This is what we do. So much fun. We get involved with the team and everything. It just, my goodness, it was something to see.
Yeah, it was a sight to see. Also, man, I want to shout out man. Listen, I've been to the games, man. There's not a lot of star power down there when it comes to their games. Like they can't flash up on the Jumbotron. Who they gonna flash up there? Lil Wayne. Oh, I'm sorry, he's not a fan. You know, I mean, they can't really boast that, right? But yesterday, man, it was a star-studded affair, Banks. Derek Cole, man.
Harry Connick Jr.
Yeah. Connick Jr., whatever. Man, listen. Your boy Quavo was in the building, man. Your boy Trey Young, man, came out there. Ice Trader Gang came out there and hunked that train whistle. Your boy, even though, man, I don't know how I feel about Gucci, but that's a whole another story. Obviously, we had JD in the building, Jermaine Dupri. Hopefully, our next governor, Stacey Abrams, was in the building. Shout out to I don't know what they officially call it, man. I have mixed feelings about that. That's for a later date to talk about. But the Bird's Nest Banks, what is it? What they call it? The Bird's Nest? What is that section over there?
Dirty Bird Nest.
No idea.
It's the Dirty Bird's Nest.
Okay, so it's the Dirty Bird's Nest, man. Shout out to the Dirty Bird's Nest yesterday, man. The whole little section over there. They came out all white parasol. They put up the TIFO, man. I gotta give a shout out to the TIFO queen. She came out with the TIFO for that, man. They put it up, you know, gave a little bit of different swag, a little bit of different you know, feeling for that for the game, man. Just, you know, they're trying to do something different, man. So much respect for that, man. But yeah, man, everybody's out. Shout out to Keisha Lance Bottoms, our 60th mayor of the city of Atlanta, and Andre Dickens, who was there. Our 61st mayor was in the building, man. It, like I said, you know, we came out. The city comes out for this game, man, and for that, the city comes out to support the Falcons. I think people, like I said, from the outside looking in, to Derek Cole's point, that don't buy a ticket, that want to sit at the house and say, yeah. Like I said, buy a ticket and come out there and see what's going on. Derek Cole, I'm gonna give it to you, man. So before we talk about a little more that happened with this game, about how you feel when it comes to just the star power and everything that's associated with Falcons game, man.
I mean, this is that city. This is Hollywood East. I mean, people don't understand that Georgia had, for the last several years, the #1 movie production in the country. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought it was Hollywood, LA, New York. No, it was Atlanta. Some of the biggest movies, some of the biggest TV shows. I mean, and everybody know all the athletes reside here in the off season. And we're not even going to talk about the entertainment industry. You know, the rappers, singers, country, it don't matter. They live in
The
Atlanta.
performing,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
the performing arts centers all over the city that
right.
everybody like. And so listen,
So I just
all right,
want,
man.
but this is what I want them to do though. We got all this firepower. I want you to use it like the Hawks. Sometimes you can bring in stuff that don't really fit what we do in the city. You know what I'm saying? So I would appreciate them making sure that they do that more consistently. That bringing in the people that really, you know, represent the A for real, for
Yeah.
real.
So
Not
yeah,
not not the ones that
I don't want to go too far off in the weeds, man, and talk about that. Yeah. So if you didn't know, man, there was a song made by a particular entertainer that, to represent the Falcons, and a lot of people did not really latch on to that, myself included. I don't even want to go too far off into that because we're running a little bit behind schedule as far as actually talking about the game. But if you didn't know, go out there and Google it. It's on Twitter, YouTube, you can see it or whatever. It is what it is. Like you said, Derek, yes, reach out to more of your local talent. Maybe Lil Baby wasn't available. I don't know. So listen, getting into the game, like I said, man, we fought 27-26, and it wasn't for a lack of effort. I'm gonna give it over here. I'm gonna give it over to you here, Banks, and I'm gonna set you up for this, man. And of course, I'm gonna always get Derek Cole's thoughts on this, and I piggyback on what you guys say as well. First game, I think we all admitted that we really had no expectations. This is the post Matt Ryan era with this team. I think we can label it that. In history always labels things, right? This is the post Matt Ryan era. I think it's safe to say that it's no longer the man been here for what he was here for 13, 14 years, 13, 14 seasons. Wasn't here on the center. New quarterback Marcus Mariota. Come out hot. We come out doing our thing. I think some of the stats to stick out right now, just talking offensively, man. Marcus Mariota went 20 or 33 for 215 yards. He also had 72 rushing yards with a TD. 22 carries and 120 yards in the TD for Cordero Patterson, 5.5 yards a carry. I don't think anybody predicted that, to see a running back rush for that many yards with his team. But, like I said, for 3 quarters, man, Falcons, it's 7-3 in the first. Falcons, they scored 13 unanswered going into halftime. Obviously, third quarter and fourth quarter did not go the way we wanted it to go. Jameis Winston, quarterback of the Aints, had a dismal first quarter, dismal first half. Outside of the 2 plays from Taysom Hill, Saints didn't really do anything. Aints didn't really do anything offensively that impressed me at all. Our defense, they had the juice, they were fired up. They were almost halfway, a quarter of the way to from our sack total from last year, man. I think Grady Jarrett, Ebiketie, Lorenzo Carter all got back there in total of, I want to say 4.5 yesterday. So, man, we're almost a quarter of the way there from our sack totals from last year. So a lot of positives, man, a lot of things to look at. Obviously, finish the drill, and this has become all too close to home when it comes to this team not being able to finish. Banks, I'm gonna take it over you, man, because I know, and I'm gonna say it, man, you are not fond of moral victories. You are not fond of high fives and fist bumps for progress. Your thing, I think, is if you're gonna win, you're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? You don't, as a fan, you don't like to give out moral victories. You don't like to give out, helmet decals for, rushing yards, attempts. All that matters is the W. Banks, I said everything I just said about it. We did not come out with a W. So tell me exactly how you feel about what you saw yesterday with this team.
Well, the first 3 quarters, they did what they supposed to do to win. They exceeded my expectations. This line did a hell of a job. Fourth quarter, and the fourth quarter just changed dramatically. Everything they did negated what they done earlier positive. he had Jameis Winston had a game in one quarter. He went like what? He made all his passes except for 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. I sit down, I look at that stat, I'm like, how? Smothering this man for first 3 quarters, change your whole philosophy the second go round. You know, maybe they'll learn from it. I don't know. Right there, I can't think about the game wholly on the. Yeah, it's good to think about, but only I collapse. So that's the lasting impression.
Yeah, Jameis Winston, 10 of 18 for 56 yards in the first half. 13 and 16 for 212 yards and 2 TDs in the second half. Obviously, that's the tail of the tape, man. If you want to give somebody, if you really want to, between him and Michael Thomas, because I don't think any other Saints receivers really made some plays. I know Jarvis Landry made like in position, man, nothing spectacular. Like I said, other than the fact that in the first half, Taysom Hill, which that, if anything, probably made me more upset than anything. You've been watching this man for several years now. You know when he gets in the game, you know there's here comes some tomfoolery draw. You had to have. I mean, did you get Felipe Franks to at least do some simulations in practice? Because you knew you were gonna have to see that. Derek, I'm gonna pass it over to you. In the totality of this loss, man, what were your takeaways, man? Man.
Well, if I'm just gonna start with that last comment about Taysom Hill. If the Aints want to pay that man dollars for 2 plays a game, that's on their salary cap situation, not ours. But anyway, as far as the takeaways from the game, when you just mentioned sacks, 4 sacks, I think we had maybe 19 last year, maybe 19 last year, maybe. What was that? 17. Oh, yeah. So I gave him too many. And the offensive line gave up no sacks. And if I'm not mistaken, no hits. So that means he had a clean day. Everybody moaned about the offensive line. So they proved themselves into that last quarter. So, I mean, I'm gonna stick with the first 3 quarters because y'all already know how I feel. The first 3 quarters are probably some of the best football I've seen the Falcons play in the last 2 years. Now, if we can sustain that for the rest of the season and do it in 4 quarters, I think we'll be all right. I just don't want them to take this loss and let it mess with their head and be like, oh, here we go again. Oh, woe is me. I don't want them to do that. So I'm hoping that the coaching staff can get them prepared and ready after today, because after today, there's that 24, 48-hour rule, whatever, that this game is gone. Now it's on to LA. So now you got to think about the Rams.
Actually, yes. You got to prepare for the Rams at this point, man. Hard as this is, man, because you really thought you had this one in your clutches, right? It was like it was right there. You can at least take away the W moving forward into LA, but it just didn't happen, man. So now we going to LA, man. It's gonna be in a tough sled. You got LA, you got 2 West Coast games back to back. So we LA and then we're in Seattle. So I mean, it's gonna be tough. Tough.
And speaking of Seattle, I think they're up right now, 7-3.
Okay. On the Monday night game right now as we record the show. So listen, man, I take my takeaway. You know, I saw a lot of positives. The piggyback what you said, Derek, man. I mean, offensive line looked decent. I mean, you know, it's still too early to tell. I did what they needed to do, right? Defensive line came out and did what they needed to do. For three to Banks' point for 3 quarters, right? We still just didn't get everything together. I'm gonna say this much before I go over to you, Banks, and you know, the moment. This to me had nothing to do with the players and the performance that they put on. I think that the players, you know, answered the bell. I think that the players went out there and they performed to the best of their abilities. This I think lies the loss lies solely on coaching. I think that the coaching could have been a lot better. You know, Arthur Smith responsibility and accountability. There were a lot of things that could have happened differently. I mean, of course, he said it several times in the presser. Hindsight is 2020. Should you go for it on fourth down? Should you do this? Should you do that? I think, hey, as a Falcons fan, if you're gonna lose big, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna eat your lunch for that. Go for it on fourth down, man. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? Do something out of the ordinary, man. You know, this conservative has to eventually, you know what I'm saying, go out the window. I watched the Titans and Giants. They got the ball, you know, PAT for the tie or 2-point conversion for the win. They went for the 2-point conversion for the win and got it. I think this lies solely on coaching. Arthur Smith obviously learned from this, and hopefully going into this LA game, we can do better. LA does not look unstoppable. People gonna say, man, they still the defending champs, whatever the case may be, man. Hey, listen, we gotta lace them up. I'm sorry, and until that clock hits 0-0, you still got a W. You know what I'm saying? They got to put their pads on. I know they got Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp and all these people, Jalen Ramsey, but you still got to lace them up. Got to lace them up, people. So, you know, we'll go to LA and see how this works, man. Banks, moving forward, going into LA, man. What do you want to see out of this team, and what do you think can happen going into LA, man?
Well, defense line to keep doing what they're doing, that's for sure. That monster and Aaron Donald, they going. I don't want to keep this man is probably the best player in NFL right now. To see the go for do what I hope they do. I hope they win the game. I mean, just being real with you, I hope they win the game. Win the game, boy. If not, then be competitive, bro. I mean, don't and just keep putting this further down get disinterested. I don't know, bro. You know, just kind of
progress. You want to see progress. You want to see progress, man. See them continue on what we saw, even in this loss, like Derek said, man, continue to build on what they did very well, and we hadn't seen them do in the past. Derek, before I pass to you, man, we're gonna cut out of here, man. Listen, at the end of the day, you know what? I'm gonna blame Matt Ryan. You know, this is somehow, some way, this is Matt Ryan's fault. The reason we lost this game. I'm going to stick to that, and I'm going to stick by my guns and say this was his fault. I know Banks doesn't see the humor in that because I see his face, but I'm going to say this is Matt Ryan's I'm going to say this is Matt Ryan's fault, damn it, and you can't tell me otherwise. Derek, give me your takes going into this LA game, man, before we close this out.
You just had to get that off your chest, huh? That made you feel like a big guy, tough guy, huh? But going into the next game, I mean, hey, like you said, you two teams you playing on the West Coast, so you're gonna be out there for 2 weeks. So you got 2 weeks to get it together. As far as if y'all ain't on one accord about something, this is the time to do it. And this is the only problem I have with some of the decisions that Arthur Blank with head coaches. We continue to get first-year head coaches that have never been head coaches before, and some of the decisions that you see are being made are because you haven't been a head coach and you haven't been in that scenario. So it's like always going to be on-the-job training with our coaches until they get to a point where they feel comfortable being a head coach and can be ballsy enough to say, we're going to go for 4th and 1. You know what I'm saying? To me, we need somebody with a mentality of, hey, y'all ain't better than us, and y'all just going to stop us. Not this conservative, hope we don't turn the ball over, hope we can stop you. No, you got to just have at some point the balls to say we better than y'all, and y'all just need to stop us. Shout out to Dwayne L, CP Styling, and Mr.
My boy
Prater.
Rick. My boy Rick Prater, man. Shout out to all them. I was just about to get to it, man.
Yeah.
Dwayne, CP Styling, and my boy Rick, man, for checking in with us. A few other people that's checked in with us as well. Obviously, we're gonna post a link here after we finish this show up. Fellas, we're at the hour mark, man. There's a lot more we could get into, obviously, man, but we've reached that point of the show, man, that we got to cut this loose. Listen, I no expectations. I felt good. I had fun yesterday. Derico, I know you had fun up there with the foul corners. Banks, it's tough as you look right now. You did have some fun yesterday. Obviously, it was tough to eat that L. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a Falcons game, man. It's a party, man. We did have fun. We took an L, man. It is what it is. Shout out to my section 217 for showing up and showing out. Like I said, shout out to everybody that's been with us, rocking with us live here on YouTube, man. Before we cut this off, man, as always, Banks, I appreciate you for coming on and helping me host this thing, man. Let everybody know where they can find you, brother.
Well, you can find me at Antoine Jarrell Banks on Facebook or Baby Banks 80 on Twitter and the Gram. Hit me up on the instant messenger if you want, please. We'll be here and available for all questions and concerns involving all Atlanta sports. I had one individual who tried to be petty with me. I want the smoke. Don't come for me. I will eat you alive.
Derico, man, let everybody know where they can find you, man.
I don't know. I can follow up to that. A little bit of gangster over there. Got that LA Crip walking stuff going on over there today. You can catch me on Facebook at D Derico. You can catch me on the Twitter at VSU96SDD. You can also catch me on IG at Derico_Virgo. And I forgot, I'm actually on Snapchat, so I never did give y'all my Snap. So I've been having Snap for this long, and I never mentioned my Snap. So I'm on Snap as DJ K-Rose6.
Hey, bro, I don't know if I want to follow you on Snap, dog. But that's what's so you got the Snapchat out there, man. Shout out to Derico on the Snapchat, man. You can always catch us, man. Leo G Show on Facebook, man. Also, boo the meta and Facebook tonight because I had some difficulties, but we ain't gonna talk about it. Leo gonna get it together. If you want to come on and help us out with this show, man, we need all the help we can get, obviously, man. But we did get this thing up on YouTube, man, and we'll post the video up on Facebook for those for everybody that missed it, man. So shout out to everybody over there on Facebook. Also, you can catch us on Twitter, the Leo G Show with the #1 on Twitter. Also, you can catch me on my personal Twitter page, Southern Set. That's with 2 T's, Southern Set with 2 T's over there on Twitter. Like I said, once again, shout out to the Foul Corners. We'll get some more information if you guys want to come out and join us up there at the tailgate. We'll post that out on Twitter, and we'll also post that out on Facebook, man. Next home game, October the 2nd. Leo G will be in attendance. I will be there. Banks, can we see you at the Foul Corners tailgate on October 2nd?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be there.
All right, so Banks is gonna make an appearance at the Foul Corners tailgate on October the 2nd. So y'all come over there and check us out. I'm gonna have to catch an Uber though. Man,
I done told you it ain't that far, Leo.
Man, listen, I will be in attendance for the next tailgate, man. Also, man, early birthday shout out to our man, Derico, man. To you. Coming up here doing it big here in the next couple of days. You're gonna take the drink. Look at him. We can't wait to pour that thing up, man. Listen, hey man, take it slow down, man, playboy.
Hey man, when you get to this age in life as a black man, I gotta be happy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't make it this far, dog. So, and I had a chance to spend the weekend with my mom, my wife, my daughter. So it was 4 of us in Puerto Rico just doing it big, bro. And I'm just grateful and thankful that they shared that experience with little old me. This little old Virgo.
Man, turn it up, man.
Cheers.
Yeah, we're gonna turn, so definitely, man, we'll definitely turn up this week, man. We gonna come through, man. We gonna see about you, man, and do it big and carry this thing over coming up, man. We can't tell everybody the details on that, man. We're gonna do it. We got something big. We'll tell y'all about it after the fact, but we doing the big. So shout out to Derek on his birthday, man, coming up here pretty soon, man. This has been another edition of Leo G Show, man. Fellas, I had fun as always, man. Didn't get the outcome we wanted yesterday, man, but obviously, man, we still gonna rock with these boys to the end, man. Cause we fans. I don't know about all them other people. I don't know about all the mother folk that be talking about. Nah, we fans all the way, 10 toes down, man. Falcon, we'll be watching next week against the Rams. We'll be watching the following week against Seattle. We'll be there in the building against the Browns. We're gonna be there, man. And if you want to talk trash, like Derek O said, buy you a ticket, come out to the game, come to the tailgate, man. Holler at us face to face, man. It's been another edition of Leo G Show, man. We about to be out.
Bye.